स्वर्गिक भारत भूतल में, संगम के पावन पल में, अवतरण अलौकिक न्यारा। शिव स्वागत आज तुम्हारा, वसुधा के इस आंचल में। ज्योतिर्बिंदु रूप सुहाना, आनंद प्रेम का बाना। ज्योतिर्बिंदु रूप सुहाना, आनंद प्रेम का बाना। श्रेष्ठ कर्म भाग्य पलटाना, परिचय यह प्यारा प्यारा। शिव स्वागत आज तुम्हारा, शिव स्वागत आज तुम्हारा। वसुधा के इस आंचल में, स्वर्गिक भारत भूतल में, संगम के पावन पल में, अवतरण अलौकिक न्यारा। शिव स्वागत आज तुम्हारा, वसुधा के इस आंचल में।
Om Shanti. Good morning. Today we are going to read the Murli, AVYAKT Murli, which was dated 2nd February 2004. And the title of this Murli is to stay in the self-respect of being an ancestor and worthy of worship, and sustain every soul of the world, give blessings and receive blessings. So this whole Murli, Bapdada asked us to be, or reminded us that we are the ancestors of this whole Kalpa tree and worthy of worship. Bapdada also said, we all children, we all souls, consider ourselves to be the elevated souls, and also reminded us that we are the roots, trunk, and have to sustain all the souls, let it be of any religion, but they all are connected to us in some or the other way. And the task of we ancestor souls is to sustain and give sakash to all souls, especially during the wave of sorrow and peacelessness. Bapdada also wants us to see all children always busy in unlimited service through words, mind, and actions, so that we achieve success and be saved from any upheaval. Also, Baba emphasized us on the importance of having the awareness and intoxication of being an ancestor soul. So souls of the world can call out for mercy and experience the worship of the deity souls. So let us hear from Baba's words, Baba's versions as it is from today's, the Murli, revised Murli of yesterday. So I'll just share the screen in a second. So it is a wonderful Murli, and let us hear from Baba. So this Murli is, the title is again, stay in the self-respect of being an ancestor and worthy of worship, and sustain every soul of the world. So give blessings and receive blessings. Today, Bapdada is looking at the most elevated souls from everywhere. Each and every child is an ancestor and worthy of worship. This is why all of you are the roots of this kalpa tree. You are also the trunk. The trunk is automatically connected to the branches, twigs, and leaves of the whole tree. So do all of you consider yourselves to be the elevated souls who are the ancestors of the whole tree? Just as Brahma is called the great-great-grandfather, together with him, all of you are also master great-grandfathers. So this is a wonderful title which Baba gave us yesterday. We are also master great-grandfathers. The ancestors' souls have so much self-respect. Do you stay in that intoxication? Out of all the souls of the world, no matter which religion they belong to, you are the ancestors who are the images of support in the form of the trunk of all souls. Therefore, because you are ancestors, you're also worthy of worship. All souls automatically continue to receive Sakash through your ancestors. So they get light from us and power, light and might. Look at the image of the tree. Even the last leaf of the tree receives Sakash from the roots. What is the task of ancestors? The task of ancestors is to sustain everyone, even in the world outside, whether it is sustenance of physical energy through food or through study. You receive sustenance to fill you with power. So, with the sustenance from you ancestor souls, all souls are sustained with the powers you have received from the Father. According to time, all souls now need the sustenance of powers. You know that there is a wave of sorrow and peacelessness amongst souls. So do you ancestors, you worthy of worship souls, feel mercy for your dynasty? When there is an atmosphere of total peacelessness, the military and the police become especially alert. In the same way, in today's atmosphere, do you ancestors consider yourselves to be instruments for special service? Do you have the awareness that you are the instruments for the whole world? Today, all souls of the world need Sakash from you. Today, all souls of the world need Sakash from you. Do you experience yourselves to be the unlimited ancestor souls? Do you remember service of the world, or do you only remember the service of your center? Today, souls are calling out to you ancestors, you deity souls. They are all calling out to their own different gods and goddesses, their deities. Come, forgive us, have mercy on us. So can you hear the sound of the devotees? Can you hear this or not? No matter which religion souls belong to, when you meet them, do you meet them considering yourselves to be the ancestors of all souls? Do you experience that they too are the branches and twigs of you ancestors? It is you ancestors who give Sakash to them. Bring the picture of your Kalpa tree in front of you and look at yourself to see your position. You are in the roots. You are also the trunk. Together with that, look at yourselves in the supreme abode. The place of you ancestor souls is with the Father, close to Him. So this is a very beautiful point, to have that intoxication that we are so special, we are so powerful. and we are so close to Baba. You know this? Do you not? When you meet any soul with this intoxication, then souls of every religion will look at you with the vision. You are ours. You belong to us. If you meet others with the intoxication, awareness, vision, and attitude of being their ancestors, they would also have that feeling of belonging, because you are the ancestors of everyone. You belong to everyone. By your serving with this awareness, every soul will experience that they have once again found their ancestors and their specially beloved deities. Then, in terms of being worthy of worship, your worship is so great. So Baba spoke about ancestor souls first. Now Baba is talking about worthy of worship. So your worship is so great. No righteous soul or great soul is worshipped in the right way as you deity souls are. They too become worthy of worship, but they are not worshipped with discipline in the right way as you are. Look at your praise too. People sing devotional songs of praise with such discipline, and they perform arti. Only you ancestors become worthy of worship in this way. So do you consider yourselves to be such souls? Do you have this intoxication? Again, Baba asked the same question. Do you have this intoxication? Those of you consider yourselves to be ancestor souls who have this intoxication and awareness, raise your hands. Do you have this awareness? Acha. Those of you who have this awareness, raise your hands. Very good. So what is the next question now? Very interesting. Baba asked this. Do you always have this awareness? Do you always have it? So again, this is the point to check. And Baba wants us to have this intoxication, this awareness, constantly. So Bapdada wants to see every child imperishable with every attainment, not just sometimes. Why? You reply very cleverly. And what do you say? You do have this awareness. You have this awareness very well. And then very slowly you say, sometimes it lessens. Look, the Father is imperishable. Your souls are also imperishable. The attainments too are imperishable. You receive imperishable knowledge from the imperishable one. Therefore, what should your dharana be? Should it be imperishable or only sometimes? According to the circumstances of time, Bapdada now wants to see all of you children always busy in unlimited service. Because when you are busy in service, you are saved from many types of upheaval. Whenever you're serving, making plans, and putting those plans into practical form, you also achieve success. I'll repeat this sentence. Whenever you're serving, making plans, and putting those plans into practical form, you also achieve success. However, Bapdada now wants all three types of service to take place simultaneously. Not just service through words, but let there be service through the mind, service through words, and also service through actions. That is, let service take place of those who come into relationship and connection with you. Let there be the motive of service. Let there be feeling of serving. At this time, the percentage of serving through words is greater. Service through the mind does take place, but the percentage of serving through words is greater. By serving in all three ways at the same time, there will be even greater success in service. So service through mind, words, and actions. So Babdada heard the news that in this group, souls from different wings have come and are making good plans for service. You're doing well, but by doing all three types of service at the same time, service will be fast and it will grow. So children have arrived from everywhere and Babdada is pleased to see this. New children reach here with zeal and enthusiasm. And then Babdada further said, now Babdada wants to see all the children always in their form of being free from obstacles. Why? When you, who are the instruments, remain stable in being free from obstacles, you will be able to make all souls of the world free from obstacles and all problems. For this, underline two things, especially. You do this, you do this, but underline them even more. Firstly, look at every soul with your soul conscious vision. Look at the soul in this form of his original sanskars. No matter what type of sanskars that soul may have, your good wishes, pure feelings, and elevated feelings for transformation for every soul can transform the sanskars of that soul for a short period of time. Let soul conscious feeling emerge. As we hear this, let us feel as ourselves, as a soul, and let that whole energy, that feeling of soul consciousness emerge. We'll talk about it as we are churning the Murli today. Some really interesting exercises, how we can practice or be soul consciousness or connect with this particular practice intensely. So you saw in the beginning that even by staying in the gathering, they had soul conscious vision, a soul conscious attitude, and the awareness that a soul is meeting another soul. A soul is speaking to another soul. Their foundation become very strong with this vision. Now, with the expansion of service, and because of connection with everything in terms of the growth of service, interacting, speaking, and coming into contact with other souls, soul conscious feelings have become a little merged. They haven't completely finished, but they have become merged. The self-respect of soul consciousness easily enables a soul to achieve success. Very powerful point. The self-respect of soul consciousness easily enables a soul to achieve success. For who are all of you who have gathered together here? You are those, some deity souls of the previous cycle, the same Brahmin souls who have gathered here in the form of Brahmin souls. All of you are elevated souls. In terms of being deity souls too, you're elevated souls. Come into relationship and connection with others in this form. Check it every moment. What is the elevated duty and elevated service of I, the deity soul, the Brahmin soul? To give blessings and to receive blessings. What service do your non-living images do? No matter what those souls are like, they go to take blessings and they come back with blessings, especially when they are, on the path of devotion, when they go to temples or, visit any place of worship, or even they see the picture, they always have this feeling where they take a lot of blessings and have that connection with their idol. And if someone thinks that it is hard work to make effort, then the easiest form or easiest effort of all is to give blessings and receive blessings from everyone throughout the day through your drishti, attitude, words, and feelings. Through your drishti, attitude, words, and feelings. Your title and blessing is the great donors. Whilst serving and coming into relationship and connection with others, just perform this task. And what is the task? To give blessings and receive blessings. Is this difficult or is it easy? Those who think that it is easy, raise your hands. However, if someone creates opposition, will you still give them blessings? This is very interesting. Like if someone creates opposition, are we still in the position to give them blessings and have lots and lots of good wishes for them? Will you give blessings? Do you have a stock of that many blessings? Of course, there will be opposition because it is the opposition that will enable you to reach your position. Look, it was Father Brahma who faced the maximum opposition. He was opposed, was he not? However, who claimed the number one position? So opposition and number one position. So it was Brahma who claimed it, was it not? No matter what happens, I have to give blessings in the same way as Father Brahma did. Was there no one who spoke wasteful things or who did wasteful things in front of Brahma Baba? However, Father Brahma gave them blessings and received blessings. He kept with him the power to accommodate. He is just a child. He will change one day. In the same way, you too have to have this attitude and vision. This one is from the previous cycle, from our family, from our Brahmin family. I have to transform myself and then transform others. I have to transform myself and then transform others. Not I will change when that one changes, but I have to change and change others. This is my responsibility. Only then will blessings emerge and you will receive blessings. Then Baba further shared more practical aspects of our Brahmin life. And then Baba said, now time is quickly moving towards transformation. It is going to the extreme. But before the transformation of time, you world transformer souls have to become the images of support for the transformation of others through your own transformation. You too are images of support for the world, images of upliftment. Each of you souls have to have the aim. I have to become an instrument. I have to become an instrument. Let there not be the slightest trace, even in thought, for just three things. Transform these. So very, very important. I remember in 1969's Murli also Baba shared the same thing. And later on also in other Murlis, it has come multiple times in different ways. Baba has emphasized on this. Three things that we have to transform in ourselves. Number one, parchintan, thinking about others. Number two, pardarshan, looking at others. Not to have pardarshan instead of swadarshan. So looking at the self. Number three, parmat, dictates of others, or parsang, company of others, bad company. So parchintan, pardarshan, par mat. Keep elevated company because bad company causes a lot of damage. Bapdada had also told you earlier, be those who observe one par upkari, one who uplifts others. For only then will you receive blessings and be able to give blessings. No matter what others give you simply give blessings. Do you have this much courage? Do you have this courage? So Bapdada says to all those at all the centers, if all the children maintain courage that no matter what others give, you have to give blessings, then this year Bapdada will give extra help for the courage and enthusiasm you have. He will give extra help. However, only if you give blessings, don't mix this. Bapdada receives all the records. Even in your thoughts, there should be nothing except blessings. Do you have this courage? If you do, then raise your hands. You will then have to do this. Don't just raise your hands. You will also have to do it. Will you do it? Will those from Madhuban do this? Will the teachers do this? Acha, will you accumulate extra marks? Congratulations. Why? The advanced party repeatedly comes to Bapdada. They say, we were given the part of the advanced party and we are playing that part. But why do our companions not create their advanced stage? What response should Baba give them? What reply should he give them? When both the advanced stage and the part of advanced party come together, then completion can take place. They are asking, and so what response should they be given? In how many years will this stage be created? You celebrated everything, the silver jubilee, the golden jubilee, the diamond jubilee. You celebrated everything. Now celebrate the ceremony of the advanced stage. Fix a date for this. Pandavas speak. Will a date be fixed for this? Those sitting in front row will speak. Will a date be fixed for this or will it happen suddenly? What will happen? Will it happen suddenly or will it happen at the end? Speak, say something. So this was just the interaction, or Baba was talking about the conversation that advanced souls have. So we'll just skip this particular part and then we move ahead. Then Baba said, do you remember the spiritual drill? Can you come into your stage of being an ancestor in just 1 second? Become a lighthouse, a resident of the supreme abode with the Father, and give light to the world? So in 1 second, all of those who are listening and seeing everything everywhere in this land and abroad, become a lighthouse and give all souls everywhere in the world light, sakash, and powers. Acha. To all the ancestors and worship, worthy of worship souls everywhere in the world, to all the great donor souls who, as constant bestowers, give blessings to everyone, to the world transformer souls who, with their own transformation through determination, bring about transformation of everyone, to those close souls who always become lighthouses and give light to all souls. Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste, filled with blessings from the heart. Let us all give lots of love, remembrance, and say namaste to our beloved Bapdada. And let us sit in silence for a minute Shanti. So the soul Murli, where Baba reminded us of so many wonderful things. And personally, I like this particular point of 3 things that we really need to work on ourselves, which is very, very important. And however we move ahead in terms of our self-progress, these 3 things are very, very subtle in our deep, in our, subconscious. These things has to be, rooted, and we have to make sure that are we, on the right track? Are we being, an instrument who uplifts others? Are we parupkari, or are we trapped in any of these 3 things of parchintan, pardarshan, and parmat? So it is a very close checking for ourselves, and this is the main reason where there are lots and lots of waste thoughts, or why overthinking happens. So if we just take care of these 3 things, I think everything will be taken care of. And Bapdada also mentioned the practice of being soul consciousness. So I recently, there was one brother who shared his experience at center, and he shared a very beautiful practice. Even if you, as you're listening right now, if you have anything around you, let's say a piece of paper or pen, just hold it in your hand. And now tell me, what do you see? You can put it in the chat box. What do you see? It's a very simple question, but still, I hope everyone is listening. You can just unmute yourself and you can tell me light, energy, okay. I see a dot, pure form, okay. I write my fortune, okay. Okay. So just space, okay. Now, it is very important for us to understand it's a very simple question, nothing different, or it is a simple understanding that when I'm holding my pen, do I see myself? That is my body, that is my hand. Now, why am I talking about this? Because the soul is residing in body. So whenever I see or I remind myself that this is my hand, who is saying that? So again, we go back to the soul consciousness. And this is one aspect of it, okay? Like whenever you see you're doing anything, any action, so who is doing it? Your hand, your eyes, your ears. So when I remind this very basic practice of being soul consciousness, that is, I am a soul, like I am performing this task through my hand. So when I see my hand, I remember my soul. Whenever I'm doing something, whenever I'm walking, I'm walking with my legs, so I remember my body, and my body reminds me of my soul. So again, we're going back to the very, very basic. So this is one aspect. And second very beautiful example and practice that he shared, which I really liked, and I have started practicing it, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. In our body, there is one particular organ which reminds us, like for example, when we look at the watch, the analog watch especially, we see that the what we call it, the every second it moves, right? So that is a sign that it is working. Every second I have to remind myself. But how is it possible that I can keep the track or remind myself or constantly be aware? Is there anything that can remind me constantly that I am a soul? Is there anything in my body without any support, okay, that can remind me constantly or every second that I'm a soul. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little time in this, but heartbeat. Okay. Anyone else? Breath. Okay. Very good. Okay. Something which is very, very like the every second we see in the clock, it's moving. So can we just keep our heart on the chest and we do this, especially when you're saying your heartbeat or your breath, something which is moving.
I
Sorry?
movement of the eyeballs.
Movement of eyeballs. You're very, very close. Okay, without taking too much time, let me help you with this. Okay, so it is our eyelids. So if you look at yourself, now this never came to my mind before I heard this from him, but this is actually the practice that this brother is doing constantly. And he said that in our body, there is one particular organ, okay, especially our eyes and our eyelids, which is constantly moving. And this, like every time you blink, you remind yourself that I am a soul. Or any particular point of self-respect, you can remind yourself that I'm very pure soul. So this becomes a practice. And the more I'm connected to my body, the body will remind me of me as a soul. So whenever you blink your eye, you do this practice now, starting now, throughout the day, and you see how you feel. And the more we are having this concentration, and the more we practice this, you'll see the movements of your eyes will be stabilized. Like if you see a baby, they don't blink eyes very often. So the more you become soul conscious, you'll see the moment of the blinking your eyes will slowly increase. जितनी एकाग्रता होगी उतना वो पलके कम झपकेंगी. This is just an observation. You can practice it for yourself. Okay, so I'll stop here, and I request everyone to share your insights or your learnings or your takeaways from today's Murli. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Point from today's Murli that touches me the most is being in the position of self-respect and accept the opposition. And then Baba further goes on to say that only when there is opposition will you take your correct position. So both ways he is catching us and telling us to practice being accepting and putting up, placing yourselves or ourselves in the state of self-respect. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. For me, the whole Murli was Baba first gave us the intoxication. So in that intoxication, first I have to have the knowledge of the tree. Now, when Baba is making us sit down in the root, I should have a real knowledge of the tree. And a tree is such a beautiful, evergreen, refreshing picture for us in front, a full-grown tree. So I should also visualize a full-grown tree. And in that, if I know I'm just down, sitting in the seed, and from there, I'm shooting out energy. Like, like I'm the umbilical cord of all souls. I'm drawing energy from the source and I'm giving it to all these souls. That kind of feeling when you feel you're like a universal mother. And I'm from down, I draw, and I shoot it up, and how beautiful if you know you are the one to make the tree grow. And when you see tree, everything, it's not only when Baba spoke about other religions. Am I giving only to the Brahmin souls? No, to every twig and every branch which comes on the tree. Why? Because I'm an ancestor soul for the whole world, not just for Brahmin souls. I like that concept, that intoxication which he did. Then he gave us, as you said, gave us some tips now. Have a soul vision and soul samskar. And okay, you're not able to do that soul samskar, do easy way. Just give blessings and receive blessings. Beautiful.
Thank you. So Baba made it very, very simple by, putting it in one simple statement that if you're finding this task very difficult, the simple effort you can do or simple thing that you can do is to give us blessings and receive blessings. Anyone else?
Om Shanti. Baba said that I am imperishable. I'm the child of imperishable father. As my father is imperishable, I am imperishable. And the attainments which I receive from imperishable father and imperishable knowledge is also imperishable. So my dharana should also be imperishable at all times, not sometimes. That I need to focus on. That's the takeaway from the today's Murli. And I think the key is, Baba said that always be soul conscious, practice to be free from all obstacles, Vigna Vinashak Swarup. Look at the soul, the Anadi Swarup, eternal Swarup. No matter, eternal Swarup is, always safe, no matter what type of sanskars, the souls in which I come into contact, they have. But the eternal Swarup will always be safeguarded against any kind of low energy in the eternal form, and always have good wishes, pure feelings, and elevated feelings, come what may, whatever be the situation, whatever that soul may be playing a part. But I should focus on my part, my role, my form. And that's the very strong foundation of soul consciousness stage. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Sisters have also shared in the chat box. Sakshi Behan, no matter what happens, I have to give blessings in the same way as Father Brahma did. Rakhi Behan also shared, practice seeing each human being as a soul. And Sister Girja, and unbiblical cord of all souls, connecting the universal mother to all her children. So this is also wonderful sharing. Anyone else would like to share?
Om Shanti, brother. So the same point that which touched me about giving sakash. Papa said all souls, need to we need to give sakash to all souls, the whole souls in the world. So Baba gave this example that like military and the police becomes alert when there is any peacelessness atmosphere. So similarly, this atmosphere has become very peaceless now. So we ancestors have to consider it, taking it seriously and be an instrument to give sakash, right, to the whole world. So need to give time for this. This is the takeaway from here. Thank you.
Thank you. The ancestor souls have so much self-respect, okay?
Brother, in the end, in between the Murli, Baba was just, when he said, I was trying to trace where it is because he skipped all this and he went. I liked that action plan, which is what I think I always dreamt. Prepare a group who can spread sound fearlessly, reveal him with determination and authority. I think this was like a very grand homework he gave. I was just thinking, how do we, is it a real kind of we take people and do, or how can we do it even through Mansa Seva? Suppose you could just add on it, that action plan which Baba spoke yesterday.
Mhm. So, Bapdada's good advice and Srimad for all the children is that you should prepare a group who can spread the sound that this is God's task. So most of the times, like, when someone or any speaker, let's say, it is, his name that is, taken for any particular service. So Bapdada always, in most of the Murlis we hear, Baba saying that people say that it is Brahma Kumaris who are doing a good job, or so-and-so person who is doing a good job, good service. But whose knowledge is this? This is direct God's knowledge. So people should say that this is, yes, this is God who is speaking, or this is Shiv Baba's task. So Baba कहते हैं हर दिल में बाबा का झंडा लहरा है, हर आत्मा कहे दिल से मेरा बाबा. So that is what Baba would like to hear from each and every soul in the world. So Baba said that there has to be a group who has to fearlessly, without any hesitation, can reveal the Father, who can speak with that determination and authority. So this is what I personally feel, that it is, always, like, especially when we're doing the course also, initially just say we speak that, it is God who is speaking, or, it's like God's knowledge. But later on, when we introduce Shiv Baba to them, or who is Paramatma, so this is a very good practice also for us. Those who are doing it, great. Those who are not doing, maybe this can be of some help to them. So after you introduce who is God, later on when you start speaking about the points of knowledge, emphasize on this. Shiv Baba kehte hai, or Shiv Baba says so and so thing. So it is then, I think, that from our words, the way we express and the way we connect each and every one to Baba will be easier. So it's not like some I say or Paramatma says or God says. No, Shiv Baba says. Shiv Baba says this. So that's, I mean, this is one way that I think that whenever we speak, they can remember Baba, or who is speaking, or whose knowledge is this. I mean, just a very simple practice, maybe at a very ground level initially. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Is it an indication where once Baba said for these moving exhibitions, Baba said where you move about instead of sitting and giving courses and lectures, move from place to place, move from here, take only the cycle, the tree and all, and show what God is doing. Is it an indication for that?
Now this can be like, once I have this sanskar, or this is the way that I have started speaking in my language, if I make that small change, automatically whenever you're serving, let it be you're doing one-on-one course or for groups, or whenever you're doing exhibitions, automatically that whole energy or that whole thing will be transformed. That whose knowledge is this? God speaks. Who is God? Shiv Baba. That way. So it is more about that being part, again, when we're talking about being and doing. So whatever you're doing, what is that being part? Okay, that is more important. Are you getting it? Anyone else, if you'd like to add, Rakhi Ben or Rami Ben or anyone in the group?
Om Shanti, brother. I would just like to add, what you're saying is very correct. But in my personal experience, what I've realized is that so many different paths take you to the same point. So we have to, in my own journey, what I feel is I have to go above the names. If we are saying it's Shiv Baba, or it is God, or it is Source, or it is Allah, or it is, whatever. Fact is, when you go above the names, you actually experience the soul consciousness state. And sometimes I, in fact, feel that by taking too many names, we alienate, because people who are actually willing to join also do not join. And therefore, in Baba's one message, which I got in meditation, I just followed his instruction and started this group of universal prayers. And I actually tried to imbibe Baba's teachings, but without using any specific name, trying to integrate. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is just my journey. Just thought I would like to share that. Om Shanti.
Sure, wonderful. No, I mean, I said that after you introduce who Baba is, especially when you're sharing it in exhibitions or doing one-on-one course, at that time, of course, for people who are very new, we should refrain from using or taking any names, like what you rightly said. Anyone else would like to share anything, or can we move to the meditation?
Satara, before moving on to the meditation, will you please also take care of the announcement?
Yes. So I was actually about to do that. So just a minute. So there is a small announcement of one program, and just give me a second. So there is this beautiful program on the occasion of Holi on Sunday, that is 5th March 2023. In this morning Murli class, we have our divine sister Sona Ben. She's the director of Inner Space Meditation, Abu Dhabi. So she will be with us in this AVYAKT Murli Club. So request everyone to join, and also request you to ask, share it with everyone, whoever possible can join this and take the benefit of this beautiful class, Murli class, and sharing by Sister Sona. Anything else you want to add, Rakibhan?
This is going to be a master class and not a specific Murli. That's the point. So it's going to be more focused towards coloring ourselves in the color of the divine on the special occasion of Holi, which is just coming. Shanti.
So let us sit back, relaxed and comfortable. And let us be the lighthouse, might house. Looking at ourselves and seeing Baba experiencing his love and energy, his light and powers within me. And I spread this light and mind in the entire world. To each and every soul. Thank you so much for joining today's Murli class. Shanti, have a great day.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Dattabai. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.